Lila had always been a curious child. One rainy afternoon, while exploring the dusty corners of her attic, she stumbled upon an old, intricately designed dollhouse. It was a beautiful miniature replica of her own home, complete with tiny furniture and porcelain dolls. Excited by her discovery, she brought it down to her room. That night, as the clock struck midnight, Lila was awakened by faint whispers and the sound of tiny footsteps. She sat up in bed, her heart pounding, and looked towards the dollhouse. To her horror, the dolls were moving on their own. They were reenacting a scene, a man and a woman arguing, the man grabbing a knife, and then darkness. The next morning, Lila told her parents about the strange occurrence, but they dismissed it as a vivid dream. Determined to uncover the truth, Lila decided to stay up the following night. As the clock struck midnight, the scene played out again, but this time, Lila noticed something new. The woman in the dollhouse looked eerily similar to her mother. Terrified, Lila did some research and discovered that decades ago, a gruesome murder had taken place in their house. A man had killed his wife in a fit of rage, and the house had been sold multiple times since then. The dollhouse, it seemed, was a cursed relic from that dark past. Lila tried to warn her parents, but they wouldn't listen. Desperate, she decided to take matters into her own hands. She waited until midnight and, with trembling hands, smashed the dollhouse to pieces. The dolls lay shattered on the floor, their porcelain faces cracked and lifeless. For a moment, everything was silent. Then, a cold breeze swept through the room, and Lila felt a presence behind her. She turned around slowly, and there stood the ghostly figure of the murdered woman. "Thank you," the spirit whispered before fading away. From that night on, the house was peaceful. The whispers and footsteps ceased, and Lila's family lived without fear. But Lila would never forget the haunted dollhouse and the dark secrets it had revealed.